As we all know, the fight between the PS4 and the Xbox One didn't start amazingly well for the Xbox One. The PS4 did kind of slap it around for quite a long time, but this year, with the release of the Xbox One S, the scales finally tipped back in Microsoft's favour, as they have gone on a 3-month streak winning against the PS4. Now, we don't yet know for certain about the month of November, however there are reports that the PS4 did beat the Xbox One for the entire month. However, the Xbox One did beat the PS4 for Black Friday, so it does seem that they have built up quite the momentum in the last few months. And now we have some comments from the Xbox UK marketing director Harvey Eagle, who spoke in an interview with GamesIndustry.biz. And he spoke about the importance of the momentum that they have gained over the past few months. And he said, quote, "Since launch, Xbox One S is Britain's best-selling console in 2016. I put that down to a combination of things. Firstly, it is a great product with a great design, and the 4K proposition is resonating very strongly. I think we have a great selection of console bundles for buying for the first time, particularly with FIFA, Minecraft and Battlefield as the core 3 options. Momentum is really important in this business because it gives confidence to retailers, publishers and to consumers. We are giving them confidence that they made a right point. I think we'll look back in 2016 as a tipping point for the Xbox One. As I look forward to 2017, we have some really great things to look forward to that will help us sustain and build on this momentum, including games like Halo Wars 2, Sea of Thieves and of course a new Xbox One console in Project Scorpio. Now, of course, it's not all about the Xbox One from Microsoft at the moment. They're also pushing the gaming aspects of Windows 10 as well. Now, despite the fact that we have the whole UWP thing and the Windows 10 store being an absolute, well, mess, to be honest, they have pretty much stayed true to their word of focusing a lot more on PC gaming that they have in recent memory. Pretty much all of their big ticket exclusive, other than, say, Halo 5 and some outlying examples like that, pretty much all of their games are coming to PC as well as Xbox One now. And that kind of ties in to their sort of problems targeting families as well as hardcore gamers. As apparently a lot of people haven't upgraded from the Xbox 360 yet, and they're probably sort of younger gamers who don't be able to afford it, or their parents can't afford it, or what have you, or maybe they're a student, that sort of thing. So they're sort of targeting them, and they're kind of partially doing that with Windows 10 as well, as he had some interesting insights into PC gaming. As he said, quote, "Another thing, our data shows that people are getting into PC gaming at an earlier age. I think that's really interesting. They're used to gaming on a tablet, and as they start to grow, they're playing more games on PC, and they're increasingly likely to want to build their own PC gaming rigs. So for us, with Xbox and Windows 10 gaming at the heart of our strategy, and with features like Xbox Play Anywhere, we think we have a unique opportunity to talk to both console and PC gamers of all ages." Now, of course, they have kind of been targeting the sort of more hardcore audience recently, but they are still pretty insistent that they're not moving away from that younger market, as they do have things like in Minecraft and other such things. So yeah, I can kind of see that, but there's probably more of a focus on the older generation. But given that most gamers are, in their sort of 20s to 30s, I think that's probably wise. But of course, not abandoning those younger audience, getting more and more younger people into gaming. Because obviously, when they grow older, they'll be starting to gaming, yada yada yada. It of course is important. So there you have it, a small snapshot of this interview with Games Industry. Of course, the full interview will be linked in the description below. If you want to give the full thing a read, I suggest you do so. It is definitely worth a look. But it is interesting, and I find it very interesting that people are getting into PC gaming at an earlier age, I guess, because it's easier than ever to get into that PC gaming space. You can look up a tutorial on YouTube of how to build a PC, and there are in-depth guides and easy explanations and all this sort of thing. And while it is still fairly complex, you have to have all the right components, make sure they fit together, that sort of thing, make sure you've got enough power to run it, and obviously building the thing can be fairly fiddly if you don't know what you're doing. It can be quite confusing, but it is becoming easier. And of course, you don't necessarily have to build your own rig, you can just buy a pre-built one or what have you. Now the question remains is, yes, they have definitely been building up momentum. So how are they going to hold on to that? Well, as I said, we don't know for sure about the month of November yet. We should be expecting the MPD report sometime sort of in the next week or so, hopefully. So we'll get a look at how the month of November did. But if the PS4 did win for that critical month before Christmas, then obviously they've kind of lost out on some of that momentum. But you know, if they sort of push past that and push some of their exclusives and good games that are coming out early next year, they can definitely still build upon the momentum and the sort of larger player base that they have and that sort of thing. So while the PS4 is definitely fighting back against this winning streak from Microsoft, it is definitely not over, especially with the Scorpio and the Horizon. And while that's not till next holiday, it still is something that's going to be in the back of the minds of Sony and Microsoft. So it's good to see the competition heating up. I've said many times that a curb stomp from either side is not good for anybody. It's better for the consumer for there to be a challenge, because obviously if the one person is just easily beating the other, they get lazy, they get complacent, they no need to innovate, that sort of thing, because why should they? They're winning. So definitely like to see a more tight race between these two. Anyway, that's me done for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.